guys, in this video, I'll be sharing with you 5 things that I love about Austin, Texas, and 5 things that I hate about living in Austin. Stay tuned, I've got some really insightful information to share. Hey guys, this is Daphne Quay, your boss lady realtor here in Austin, Texas. If this is the first time that you are on my channel and you want to learn everything about living, working, eating, breathing, sleeping, and playing in the ATX, make sure to click that subscribe button and click that notification button so you get notified every time I have a new video. I get calls, texts, emails every day from folks just like you who are thinking about relocating, and I super love it. If you're thinking about relocating anywhere in the Austin metro or Central Texas, make sure to give me a call, shoot me a text, send an email, Instagram, DM, whatever works. If you want to move to Austin, I got you. Today we're going to talk about the top 5 things that I love about living in Austin and the 5 so-so things about Austin. So let's get to it. Let's go. So number 1, people in Austin and Central Texas or Texas in general are super friendly. In Austin in particular, I feel like people are really nice and genuinely friendly. Like they really want to get to know you because most people moved here from another state. And the Southern culture in general has always been very, very friendly and very nice. So Austin is a really great place to make friends. I feel like it's easier to talk to people. Like even at the grocery store, you can strike up a conversation with somebody standing behind you in line, and that's totally normal. Another thing that I personally think is really great about Austin is that our economy is really strongly based in technology and IT. I think it's easy for folks that live out of state or in other cities that our economy is based in food and music. I really think those are secondary and even third in the line of importance. We have really big IT campuses here. Dell is here, General Motors has an IT campus. Tesla's coming, well, that's not IT, but still, we've got Apple, and Apple's building a new campus as well. There's just a myriad of IT campuses based out of Austin, and that's partly what's helped our economy grow and stay stable, especially during COVID. Number 3, I think a lot of people that move to Austin from out of state have this vision of Austin being like the wild, wild west, and they're picturing tumbleweeds and armadillos and people with cowboy boots and hats and everything walking around. That's not even like the slightest bit close to reality. Austin is super scenic. There are really gorgeous neighborhoods in like Northwest Austin or like Southwest Austin that have big old gnarly trees. There's Highway 360, which runs north and south mostly. It runs like, it's shaped like a C. Anyway, and that's like lined in trees, and there's neighborhoods that are built on canyons, literally canyons that are super green, and they're just like cascading trees. It's gorgeous. So there's a 360 bridge, which is on Highway 360. There is Hamilton Pool, which is way southwest of Austin, and it is like a natural springs type pool. It's gorgeous. It's got crystal blue waters. Oh, and then we also have the Oasis restaurant in Lakeway, which is just west of Austin. Depending what part you're coming from, can be 15 to 25 minutes. It's this massive restaurant. It's 5 stories tall, and it's set like in tiers. And if you go to all of it's gorgeous, but if you sit on the 5th floor on the top tier, you overlook all of Lake Travis, and you can see gorgeous sunset, and also the lake is lined with mansions, and it's fantastic. So if you're looking for a romantic dinner, that's a good place to do it. Or if you just want to have like a girls' night, or you don't have to have a romantic dinner, you can. Oh, and then speaking of romance, another very popular, very Austin, super scenic place to go is Mount Vanille. It's basically a little cliff you go up. It's a short little walk, like literally, depending how fast you walk, it could be a 5-minute walk or a 15-minute walk up this hill. It's a rocky hill. And that overlooks the river as well. And then from there, you can see the Pennybacker Bridge, which is also the 360 bridge, Highway 360, and then just the hill country and all these stunning mansions. That area is very popular for dates. There's been lots of proposals there. Of course, you can take your family. It's friendly to everybody. It's really gorgeous. So Austin's very scenic, not the wild, wild west. Number 4, Texas has no state income tax. Yeah, so if you're coming from somewhere like California or New York where they tax you up the wazoo, yeah, you'll get a lovely break in Texas because, well, obviously you get to keep more of what you earn. And that's always wonderful. We do have sales tax, unlike some other states, but generally speaking, no income tax can offer a really huge saving all around. Number 5, our gas in Austin is really cheap. Like probably some of the cheapest gas that you can get in the entire country. We get a lot of our gas from Dallas and Houston. Also, I remember when COVID first started, I saw gas somewhere, I think it was $1.23. That's nuts. Today is August 14th, 2020, and I saw gas this morning, I wanna say it was $1.75, and I saw it about 4 days ago in another neighborhood. Gas was like $1.56. Yeah, so regardless kind of like what our economy is doing, gas is consistently right around the $2, $2.25, up until the $2.25 mark when things are fairly normal. Now I'm going to talk to you about the cons of living in Austin, the top 5 things I think any Austinite could do without. Number 1, traffic. We have so much traffic. I know it's not really anything at all compared to New York or LA, but having lived in Austin for 10 years, I've definitely felt the growth that we've gotten. And then I've also felt the influx of traffic and people inevitably that there has been. When things again are normal, it can be about 45 minutes to an hour to travel 10 miles. Right now during COVID times, if it's like the middle of the weekday, if you want to go across town, it can honestly take 20 to 25 minutes, which is how it used to be, and that's wonderful. But during rush hour, it can get very congested. Holy moly, the levels and intensity of heat in Texas in general during the summer from June to, I'd say, late September is so much. It's like aggressive, offensive amounts of heat. Again, today is August 14th and the high today is gonna be 105. You open your door and it feels like you walk into an oven. Granted, that really only lasts for about 4.5 months of the year. The rest of the year, it is wonderful, it is beautiful, it is so nice. So for me, it is actually worth dealing with this awful heat for a few months out of the year. So I mentioned earlier that we don't have income tax, which is wonderful. However, we do have really high property taxes. So if you're coming from somewhere like California or Florida, property taxes are almost double in some areas what they would be in another state. Generally speaking, the property tax rate in Austin is about 2.3 to 2.5% of the tax assessed value. If you don't know what that means, just send me a message and I'll explain it. So for instance, if you own a house, let's say in Florida, that's $300,000, your property taxes are probably gonna be close to about $4,500 a year. Here, they will be about $9,000 to $11,000 a year. So be ready for that. We have some of the highest property taxes in the country. Number 4. So this is a kind of a neutral one, but property taxes are rising very quickly because there's so much growth here and so much demand, which is great, I guess, if you own a property or if you're an investor here. But generally speaking, your buying power as a home buyer decreases anywhere from like 5 to 10% each year, right? So if this year you're qualified to buy a home up to $400,000, next year, that same house might be like $415,000, give or take, which isn't a huge sum, I guess, but if you wait a couple of years to buy a home, you're really losing a lot of buying power. Number 5, this is kind of a weird one and maybe just the Midwest girl speaking in me, but we don't have any real lakes in Austin. We have rivers that are dammed and they call those a lake. They're beautiful and you can definitely do water activities in it. I just personally resent that they call them lakes because they're not, they're dammed rivers. And adding on to the last one, I'm gonna do 5A. Allergies are terrible in Austin. I'd say most people after it's either like the 3rd year after you move here or the 7th year after you move here, you start getting hit with allergies. There's cedar, there's pollen, there's mold, like air mold. So just be ready for that. It sucks. And then I have a bonus kind of neutral fact. I hope it's a bonus for you because it's kind of a bonus for me. Austin is the 3rd largest pet-friendly city in the country. Yeah, so there's a lot of little animals here. I think everybody I know has a dog, lots of cats too, and other random animals, but it's a very animal-friendly city. And if you don't have a heart, then that'll bother you and you shouldn't move here. So yeah, I hope this video helped answer some of your questions and give you an objective point of view on Austin. Like I mentioned, I'm a local realtor here in Austin, Texas, and do tons of videos similar to this one and have a ton of information on this wonderful area. If you're thinking about moving to the Austin area, make sure to call me, text me, shoot me an email, send me an Instagram DM, whatever works for you. If this is your first time on this channel and you want to learn everything about living, working, eating, breathing, sleeping, and playing in the ATX, make sure to click that subscribe button and click that notification button so you get notified every time we have a new video. I get calls, texts, emails every day from folks just like you who are thinking about relocating, and I'm super excited to hear from you. I have another bonus I just remembered, and I can't believe I forgot this one. We have HEB. It stands for Henry E. Butts. It's like actually initials. It's this massive, super duper Central Texas grocery store that you could originally just find in Austin, and now they've branched out a little bit. HEB is its own world. Some are nicer than others, but they literally have everything. We have some super HEBs where you can get, of course, you can get groceries and you can get pool toys and clothes for the beach. You can get appliances. Like it's a whole other very Texas thing. They're known for really good quality, excellent variety, and really good prices. HEB is very competitive, and they're a lot less expensive than I think like national brand grocery stores. So everybody, well, I shouldn't say everybody, most people think HEB is amazing.